Balake. Where is Balake at?
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Aaron.
Aaron is here, everyone. Thank you for joining me for some SPTV, where every day's a great day not to be in a cult, which means most days are a bad day to be Grant Cardone. Guys, we're talking about the internet's most famous Scientologist, the internet's most famous fake billionaire. We're talking about fraudster, con man, professional BS artist. I don't know if I can say that word 30 seconds into a live stream. We're talking about Grant Cardone. We're just having a little bit of fun here this evening. This is not going to be a long video. Someone sent me a link to the latest interview that Grant Cardone did on with Vlad TV on the YouTube channel Vlad TV. And for Grant, someone whose reputation persona hinges on being able to call himself a billionaire, this interview he did with Vlad is truly something. To see Grant squirm so strongly when asked about his net worth, and to watch him go back and forth between saying, no, he's definitely not worth anything close to $3 to $4 billion. But, net worth is a very difficult thing for a guy who refuses to say what he's worth other than just claiming to be a billionaire. And by the way, we're here to talk about Tom Cruise tonight. I'm not going to go on and on about this billionaire thing. I just like giving Grant Cardone a hard time because he is the internet's most famous Scientologist. He is one of the biggest financial supporters of the human trafficking cult known as Scientology. He is one of Scientology's most effective recruiters. And it continues to shock me how much of Grant's audience or how many of his customers or whatever don't actually understand that he is a huge supporter of the Scientology cult. So I just like giving him a hard time. You guys know that. But there is a part of the interview where he's like, no, my net worth is nowhere near $3 to $4 billion. But then he goes on and on about how you can't really put a figure on it, and it's very subjective, and he would never bother trying to submit to Forbes. But then later in the interview, like 30 minutes later, he gets asked how much of his net worth does he have in Bitcoin, and he hems and haws, and he gets asked, do you have 1% of your net worth in Bitcoin? And he goes, what would that be? $10 million? And you go, okay, really, Grant? So you're saying your net worth is exactly 1 billion. Like, you won't say how much it is, but you'll say it's a billion. Anyway, I won't go on and on about this. The funniest part of the interview to me is when Grant starts talking about the fact is how he cannot get Tom Cruise to come to any of his 10X seminars. And Vlad points out to him, Tom Cruise is a Scientologist. How come you're a Scientologist? How come you can't get him on? All right, this is just a short little thing. Let's watch it.
Well, when you look at all the guests that you booked for your conferences, and I'm not asking for $1.
Jeez Louise, guys. You can tell I've been watching this stuff on 2x speed. All right, let's go back to normal.
Yeah. When you look at all the guests that you booked for your conferences, and I'm not asking for a dollar amount, but who cost you the most? Who did you have to pay the most to show up?
I don't know. I mean, it's not even something I don't even handle that part of it.
Yeah, but you're aware of it.
I know who I want to get.
Okay.
And I'd pay almost anything to have.
And that is?
Well, Dave Chappelle, number one.
Okay.
2, I've been trying to get Tom Cruise for like 4 years.
He's a Scientologist. You can't just kind of call up the network.
But that's not, I would never pull that card. Right. So,
okay.
Tom's just like, hey man, it's just not my thing, Grant. I want to make movies, cinematography. I want to be known for the movies I make and entertaining people. He's like, it's just not my deal. He's like, anyway, but I'm not going to quit on him. Right. So, he always has the right to change his mind. So, who else have I wanted, Johnny? Kanye.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we go.
Dude, even through all the Jewish stuff, I wanted Kanye.
even through all the Jewish stuff, I wanted Kanye. I'm almost wanting to play that clip again. He says, I would never play that card. Now, guys, to me, that sounds like he wouldn't use that card to try to get in front of Tom. He wouldn't use that card to try to get Tom on the phone. When he first said that phrase, I wouldn't use that card, I interpret that to mean in order to get access, because once you have access, are you really playing that card? And so honestly, I find it hard to believe that Grant Cardone has ever even had a conversation with Tom Cruise. If any of you in the chat happen to have any personal knowledge about this whatsoever as to whether Grant Cardone has ever even had a conversation with Tom Cruise, yeah. Matt Elliott saying, yeah, Grant Cardone's not even on Tom Cruise's radar. Yes, I can tell you that David Miscavige and Tom Cruise despise Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone's reputation on the internet is as a grifter, a scammer, a con artist, a fake billionaire. And then I don't know what's worse, being all those things or being known as a Scientologist. One of, let's see, someone, oh, Linda Indrisi. Wait, Dave Chappelle? Is it because Cardone thinks he knows how to talk street? That's a nice inside reference to an earlier video that Grant Cardone did. Yeah, in this interview, he goes on and on about Dave Chappelle. Okay, I lost my train of thought there. So I wouldn't try to pull that card. Then he goes on to basically make it sound like he's actually had a conversation with Tom Cruise. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Now, there are other high-profile Scientologists that Grant has managed to get to come to his events as speakers. Now, when I say get to come, he pays all of his speakers tons of money. I mean, he paid Tom Brady $4 million to come and answer questions for 45 minutes. There's a part in this interview where Grant actually, his anecdote, like inadvertently reveals that some of these big celebrities agree to come and speak at his KenX conference or to sit down and be interviewed without having any idea who Grant Cardone even is. And I thought that was interesting because for me, one of the things that's always disappointed me about the huge quality of guests that Grant's been able to get to come to his seminars. I mean, the world's most famous people, is that these people have to know when they sit down next to Grant, they are endorsing him. And I wonder how much of the audience understands that those people are only there for the paycheck. You have to wonder how many people truly understand that. The guest understands that they're only there for the paycheck. But Grant wouldn't want you to know that that person is only there for the paycheck. He would want you to believe that they are there because they are a personal friend of Grant. They're doing him a favor. They're endorsing him. They're endorsing his business. They're endorsing his success. And really, they're just there for a paycheck. And he tells a story in this interview. I watched the interview only once through, so I can't remember which celebrity this story was about, where the celebrity comes in and sits down, and it's in a stadium. It's on Super Bowl weekend. It's in Miami. However many people are in the audience. Grant does one of those things where he completely lies about how many people are in the audience of his conventions. And he says, and the guy came on stage, sat down, and said, "Who are you? I've never seen. Who are you?" Someone accepted a paycheck and agreed to show up and be interviewed at Grant's conference. They had no idea who Grant Cardone even was. Now, Grant has a habit of telling anecdotes that inadvertently reveal things that Grant would not want revealed. And that just happens to be one of them. I actually put a link to this whole interview in the description down below just for fun. But yeah, whatever. I guess that's it, guys. I'm not going to play the clip again. I will be breaking out a bunch of different clips from this interview because I don't know. I just find the things that he inadvertently reveals in these interviews to be endlessly entertaining. And as I said, guys, my goal here is to take advantage of every opportunity to keep informing as many people as possible that Grant Cardone is one of the #1 funders, the #1 supporters, #1 recruiters for the international human trafficking cult known as Scientology. And the guy still can't get any respect from David Miscavige or Tom Cruise. Did I mention that he actually did get John Travolta to come? I can't remember if I actually said that. John Travolta did come and speak as a paid guest, of course, at one of Grant's seminars, but just couldn't get little Captain Tommy. Blake Reed, perfect way to end the night like this by laughing at our favorite Scientology clowns. Indeed, you guys. We'll see. I might actually have some more videos in me this evening. We'll see. It's 10 o'clock, but it feels much earlier than that. I slept late today, so we'll see what happens, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, however briefly. Thank you to everyone who watches until the very end, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, oh, then you could click right inside here. If you have 6 squads or not,